It's 5 o'clock. It's time to pump it up. Are you excited? Woohoo! So welcome everyone. My name is Heather Bush. I'm serving as the Dean of the College of Public Health. I am so excited that you're here. This is really the most exciting time of the year. As we gather here tonight, we're not just celebrating the start of an academic year. You've kind of done that for a week or two, so hopefully it's old hat. But we really are celebrating your decision to shape the world, to protect lives, and to promote health. And so it starts here, it starts tonight, and it starts with what you do here. Tonight, you're going to see some examples of people making a difference every day. And while you're in the College of Public Health, you're going to see people all around you making that difference every day. And so let me just take a second and say a special thank you for people who made a difference tonight. And so there are several folks who are in the room and even online who have made this night possible. And so I just want to thank all of the volunteers. If you are in the room and you helped in any possible way or are helping at cleanup tonight, please stand so we can say thank you. And also we have challenge the college. You see 20s on your tables. There are, it's our 20th anniversary this year, and so we challenged the college to donate 20 gift cards for students to win throughout the night. So like Public Health is opt to do, we have raised 40 gift cards for tonight. So special thanks to everyone who donated gift cards for our students. Let's give them a round of applause. The gift cards are only for students. So if you look around the room, you might be calculating your odds. They're pretty good. So we're going to do them throughout the night. So if you stay here the longest, you probably have the best chance of winning. So stick around. So thank you all for being here tonight. You've all really made a remarkable decision by choosing to study public health, to live public health. And so your decision and the decision of folks in this room is really a testament to the passion. When you talk to people in public health, you hear their passion come through. They will either tell you they're here to make a difference, they found their people, or this is their place. You have colleagues all surrounding you here in this room. This is more than just a degree that you're coming to college for, or a degree that you're teaching, or a degree you're supporting. It's really a call to action. And we need you more than we've ever needed you before. Tonight, we'll talk about Pump It Up. We'll talk about, are you pumped? And so, are you pumped? Yes, okay. All right, you're gonna have to get better at that. We'll try again throughout. But it's more than just a catchy phrase. It's more than just talking about pumped. Pump It Up refers to, there's a pump handle here. It's pretty old-fashioned, but water used to come out of those things. And so we're gonna talk about the story of the pump handle. So the title Pump It Up is a nod to John Snow, who famously traced the source of cholera outbreak to a contaminated water pump. Some of you, how many first-time freshmen we got here? First-time freshmen. Oh, wow. Can we give a shout out or can we be pumped for the first-time freshmen? Yes. Okay. So you may not have heard the story of John Snow, but don't worry. We have a talented group of faculty, staff, and graduate students who are doing their debut to tell you the John Snow story today. And his story is really the turning point in public health history. It highlights the power of data. Any biostatisticians out there? Yeah. All right. What about epidemiologists? Can you please surpass the biostatisticians? There we go. There we go. Surveillance, intervention, any health behavioralists? Anybody doing intervention work? And policy and protecting public health. What about my policy folks? Oh, come on. Policy folks. That's really kind of a story for things to come. But anyway, so tonight as we gather to, oh, there we go. There we go. Woo! Tonight as we gather to pump it up, we're honoring that legacy. We're recognizing the interconnectedness of our fields, from data, insights, to policy making. That shapes what we do. And it directly impacts our communities, so we can't forget our communities. Anybody community partner here tonight? Just checking. Any community partners? Okay, all right. And so what we want to know is that what we want to show is that we're constantly thinking of others as we do our work. This public health journey is going to be supported by faculty and staff and your fellow students. We are your community. So we serve communities, but you need to know that the people in this room tonight, the people that you will be sharing time with all throughout your career here, we are your people, we are your community. And so they are here. I hope you've gotten some practice because they are here to pump you up. And so I would just like to hear from, I'm going to start off with our staff. Don't let me down. We're going to hear from our staff and how pumped they are. So staff, are you pumped for the students? What about our faculty? Faculty here to support students. What about our administrative teams? We got the dean's office, we got the business office, we've got academic and student success, we've got the research office, the practice office. Are you here to pump students up? And we also have our Student Public Health Association. I just want to give a quick nod to them. They are your University of Kentucky. This is our first year as the University of Kentucky Student Public Health Association. Please come and be a member. Where are my SPHA folks? All right. So if you don't know what SPHA is and you would like to be a member of SPHA, you want to find out what they're doing, you need to go and see one of those lovely people over there. They will get you signed up. And Dr. Arnett is waving at me because she needs volunteers. October the 3rd, the Lexington Fayette Health Department is hosting a flu vaccine clinic at the Lexington Fayette Mall, and they have asked if the College of Public Health could please help them. There's lots of things you can do, flyers, there's talking to people getting their vaccines, helping the DeFilcom. Don't worry, you will not be having to give the shot. You are just there to support and make that vaccination clinic happen. We need 12 people. We got one right here. We got, one over there. Oh, over here. Okay. Go see Dr. Arnett. She will get you signed up for that event. So see, public health is already happening right now. So it is my pleasure to now introduce to you not just an incredible public health scientist, not just a mover and shaker in the field of public health, but also one of your very own public health alumni. Dr. Robin Vanderpool has come to us and traveled from far away to come and visit us. So I'm really thrilled to have her here. It is our 20th anniversary. She is part of who we are. She is part of our history. And she knows Kentucky, and she knows the work of public health, and she knows this college. So just briefly, Dr. Vanderpool has a DRPH. For those of you who are new to the College of Public Health, you may not know what a DRPH is. A DRPH is a Doctorate of Public Health for all of you who are interested in leadership or practice in public health. So she holds one of those. And she is the chief of the Health Communication and Informatics Research Branch in the Division of Cancer Control and Population Sciences at the National Cancer Institute. How many folks interested in cancer research, cancer control? Oh, let's hear it. Let's get pumped. All right. So as branch chief, Dr. Vanderpool leads a team of public health professionals and trainees dedicated to the development of research initiatives in the areas such as cancer communication surveillance, patient-centered communication, digital health, online health information, and cancer stigma. Dr. Vanderpool also collaborates with NCI's Cancer Information Service, an essential part of NCI's communication infrastructure and information dissemination efforts, as well as the NCI Office of Cancer Centers on catchment area, rural cancer control, community outreach and engagement initiatives across NCI designated cancer centers. So if you caught some of those words, it's all that stuff we do in public health, all the things that you're learning about. But prior to joining NCI, Dr. Vanderpool was a colleague, and she's still a friend. So we're still a colleague technically, but she was a professor in the College of Public Health at the UK, so she left here to go do that work at NCI. And she was also the Associate Director for Community Outreach and Engagement at UK Markey Cancer Center, now a comprehensive NCI designated cancer center. And she led several federally funded grants supported both by the NCI and the CDC. Originally, she's from Bowling Green. Any Bowling Greeners out there? Bowling Green? Oh, one? Oh, come on. Yes. Bowling Green and surrounding counties. Any? No? Yeah, no? Okay, there we go. Thought that I'd get that Allen County out there, Kelsey. So Dr. Vanderpool earned a DRPH in health behavior from UK in 2006, an MPH in public health education from Western Kentucky University in 1999, and a BS in psychobiology from Centre College in 1997. Oh, there we go. All right. So now I would like to invite Sophia Gooden. She was part of our planning committee for Pump It Up. Can we all say yay to Sophia? She is part of our SPHA, and so she's going to escort Dr. Vanderpool up to the stage. Those chairs can be tricky. In public health, we are about injury prevention. So help you up there. And Sophia also has a little gift of thank you. Sophia is the social media chair for the Student Public Health Association and was on the planning committee. She has helped a great deal in making Pump It Up a success. Sophia has now given her gift. Did you shake hands? There was, yes, shake hands. So on behalf of the College of Public Health, thank you for coming, and we'll turn it over to you. Thank you, Dr. Vanderpool.
So I have 2 swag bags now. I'm going to need to give one back. I didn't know I was going to get this full one up here. Thank you all. Who is from Allen County? Raise your hand. All right, that's where my dad's from, and my grandparents, and that's where we had our farm growing up. So not so much, so making connections where we can. Thank you all for the wonderful opportunity to be here. I want to thank Dean Bush and all of the event organizers for inviting me to come speak with you all this evening. I have to admit, and I've said this to all my friends and colleagues that I've gotten to visit with, I'm really jealous of this event. We didn't have this when I was either a student or a faculty member, and I have to admit I'm just jealous of the vibe, of the energy, of the excitement. I got my COVID and flu shots today. Public health in action right there. But thank you all again for the invitation to be here, and really it's an honor to help kick off the new academic year, but also obviously celebrate the 20th anniversary of the College of Public Health. And so again, kudos to everyone who's been involved with its planning and its organization. And I hope you all have a great evening. They let me have control of the slides. Look at this. Okay, so there's my thank you. Admittedly, it is a little nerve-wracking to be up here to follow in the footsteps of some of the prior Pump It Up speakers, such as Dr. Holsinger and Dr. Rob Edwards. But then I have to remember, and one of my messages tonight is to maintain your relationships and your connections. And just last December, my family and I, we live in the DC area, we went to Philadelphia to watch UK men play basketball. They went to play the University of Pennsylvania. And we ended up having a small little reunion while we were there. I was wearing proudly my College of Public Health swag. I got to visit with Aaron McElwain, who's with UK Healthcare Marketing, Rob Edwards, who you all heard from last year and is alumni of the program, and also a fellow Centre grad. I heard the shout out to Centre, or Anna, yes. And Dr. Mark Evers, who's the director of the Cancer Center. So again, no matter where you go, Big Blue Nation is always there. So please take advantage of all the connections and partnerships and relationships that you're building as a cohort of students, but also with the staff and the faculty and everyone, the community partners, everyone that you're involved with here during your time. And I guess this just goes to show, you can take the girl out of Kentucky, but you can't take the Kentucky out of the girl. So remember that this place will always go with you no matter where you are. I can't believe it's been 20 years. When Dean Bush called me to give this talk, I just couldn't believe that 2 decades had passed since the college was officially established. And I really do feel so honored to have been part of those early days. These are pictures from 2006 when I graduated. Please note Dr. Abner up there in the far left corner. We were on stage together. This was a really special time, in the college. I actually enrolled in 2002. And there were folks who many of you all don't know. These names won't mean anything to you directly, but John Wiggs, who was such an important part of the founding of this college and was the person who convinced me to come here, in fact. Linda Alexander, some of you all may have known. Steve Wyatt, who was former dean there. Julia Costage was here then as well. And Steve Browning. There's a whole group of us for many years, that can look back on those first, even when we were still called the Kentucky School of Public Health. But it's really just amazing to see where the college is now. It's really remarkable, and I'm excited for what the next 20 years will bring for this college, and I hope you all take advantage of all your time here. So, this is one of those talks that you get to give about your career, and it gives you an opportunity to reflect. And I can't believe that, really, it's been about 25 years since I guess, entered the field of public health, and it also gave me time to reflect on what this college means to me, what this university means to me, and then also maybe what advice I can pass on and encourage you all and motivate you all as you, again, pursue and embark your own public health careers. So I, again, from Bowling Green, did okay in my health science classes, went to Center College for my bachelor's, and I thought I was going to be a doctor, pre-med. How many of you all in this room maybe think pre-med, are pre-med, giving thought to pre-med, right? This is a good field to set you up for that. But I got quickly to organic chemistry and realized that was not going to be my career path. Then I thought I would do maybe like health economics, maybe healthcare administration, thinking about being president of a hospital or something. And I took my first accounting class. Realized also maybe not the career I was going into. And I landed on psychobiology, and I have to tell you, I still don't even know what that means 25 years later. But I also didn't know what I was going to do with said degree. But I did know I wanted to move with my friends to Louisville, right? Priority is number one when you graduate. I went with my friends to Louisville. And I got the first job that was offered to me, and that was working at the front desk of an endocrinology and pulmonology doctor's office. And I'm sure you're thinking, well, what does, psychobiology, working in a doctor's office, living in Louisville. But really, I do accredit that job to the foundation of patient education, to health communication, to health literacy, to all the things that you are all studying right now. It was really kind of the highlight to be able to work directly with doctors, to work directly with nurses, to work directly with patients and their family members. But I knew I needed to, I could only do that job for so long, and I knew I wanted to go back to school. So what else do you do in your 20s but you move back home to your parents' basement? I landed back in Bowling Green, and I thought, all right, I'm going to go back to nursing school. Western has a really tremendous nursing program, and that's what I thought. And I opened up the course catalog, which you'll probably don't even know what that is, but now it's all online. But basically, I was flipping through, and I found this field called public health. And it was, the heavens opened up, the light bulb went off. And the description of public health, which again, you're getting in all of your classes now, it is exactly what I knew I needed to do. It was that perfect mix of science, that perfect mix of, again, data and perfect opportunity to work directly with the public, communication, education, everything that we're all doing. And I loved it. I've loved it ever since I found the field of public health. And as part of that MPH program, you had to do a practicum internship, just like what you all are doing, particularly the master's students. And I thought, well, I'll just work at the wellness center at the mall, right? The Greenwood Mall, the health department and the hospital had a wellness center. But I did come across an internship program at the National Cancer Institute. So you can already tell where this story's going, right? I decided to be brave and uproot and move from Kentucky, where I've lived all my life. Again, you're going to hear that story. And I applied to a health communication internship program, which, by the way, 20 some odd years later is still available. Please apply. Please come and spend the summer with us. And I was accepted into this program, and I moved to Bethesda, Maryland. My dad piled up all my stuff in the back of his pickup truck, and I had my little Nissan Sentra, and off we went. And it was scary, and I cried probably the first 2 hours of that car ride. But I will say that internship probably also changed my life. I ended up in 2 different programs, the health communication internship, and then I stayed for another year for a fellowship in the patient education branch. And it's those NCI connections that I made then, again, still focused on cancer education, cancer prevention, cancer control, that I still now in my current job get to work with many of those same programs and many of the same people. But all good things must come to an end, and I did get homesick. And you all, it's okay to go home sometimes. You can always go home. Just like when I lived at home again, I moved back, but this time to Lexington. And if any of you all are from the western part of the state, Lexington might as well have been on the East Coast. It was just like, I don't know. I would thought, why Lexington? That's the big city, UK, I don't know. But that's where I got a job. And I heard somebody else say today, sometimes you just have to take that first job. You just need to get your foot in the door. And it was still a cancer job. Actually, NCI had a program here located at the Cancer Center called the Cancer Information Service. And if you've ever heard of 1-800-4-CANCER, I literally answered the public's phone calls about cancer. And if you've heard some doozies out in the community about cancer, answer at 800 number. But you also get people who are scared. They've just been diagnosed. Their loved one has just gone through treatment. They want to quit smoking. You name the behavior or the need, and you get to help them with it. And I ended up doing that work for a few years, also doing part of their partnership program where you get to go out in the communities, and then also helping with some of their research activities. And somewhere along the way, early on, either at the end of those internships at NCI or right maybe when I got to Lexington, I went to the American Public Health Association meeting. Have any of you all gotten to go yet to APHA? Okay, it's a big conference, but at the time UK had a booth, the school had a booth, and John Wiggs, who I mentioned earlier, who helped with recruitment and admissions, that's where I met him, was at the meeting, and he convinced me to come home and apply to the DRPH program. And that's what I did. In probably 2001, I wrote my letter. I had to take biostatistics again as a postbac. I was then admitted in the spring of 2002. And I worked full-time. I was with the Cancer Information Service still, and I worked full-time and went to school. So it took me a little longer, but I did graduate in 2006. And I think during this time is when my love for rural cancer control, getting to teach. I got to work with Linda Alexander in some classes. I got to work with all of the faculty on different projects. But this is really when I think UK was stuck with me for a little while. I didn't want to leave this place. And I ended up getting an opportunity to become a research title faculty. And that was when I got to work on a grant in Eastern Kentucky. Where's Margaret? There's Margaret. Margaret and I got to work together in the Rural Cancer Prevention Center, and Dr. Carmen as well. It was a grant from the CDC, and it was right when the HPV vaccination had come out in 2006. How many of you all been vaccinated? Well, I won't put you on blast if you haven't been vaccinated. How about that? That's when the vaccine had just come out. It was just for women, 3 doses. We were focused on the elevated cervical cancer rates in Eastern Kentucky. And that was a life-changing role as well, and really, formulated my love of being in the community and working with the community to tackle a public health problem. And then again, UK couldn't get rid of me. I moved over to a regular faculty position. We had some more CDC funding to work in federally qualified health centers. Dr. Carmen and I were partners in crime on those projects of trying to get those practices to adopt preventive cancer care practices within their health systems. And then I actually got to work with the Cancer Center directly. And it was over this 13-year period from about 2006 to 2019 that my real world experience, exploded. It's when I got to teach more. I got to be a mentor to more students. I was focused on cancer screening. I was focused on working with healthcare systems. I was in the community. I was still maintaining, though, again, another theme, I was maintaining my connection still back to the National Cancer Institute, because that's where we wrote a lot of our grants for. The Cancer Center, which, as Dr. Bush mentioned, is a designated cancer center. I was able to stay connected with NCI through that. And, really, I think the day that I finally arrived in doing my public health work is when I was in Eastern Kentucky on some community event, and one of the community partners from the Center for Excellence in Rural Health, when she introduced me to one of her local partners, she said, "This is Robin Vanderpool. She's one of us." And that is when you know a girl from Western Kentucky who's getting counted as someone as one of us in Eastern Kentucky, that you finally, again, you could give me all the accolades in the world, but being accepted into the community and by the community, that's worth its weight in gold. So that's, show up and stay and work in those communities and lead in those communities, and the reward will be 1,000-fold to you. But then, as you've heard, you have a moment, again, where you need to decide to be brave. And there was a position that came open at the National Cancer Institute for the branch chief in this health communication role. And let me remind you all, I do not have a degree in health communication. This is what public health gives you. Public health gives you the breadth and the depth to do anything you want to do. They hired me to be the branch chief, regardless of even being formally trained and having a degree in health communication. But it was all of those real-world experiences that I just talked about, of writing grants, of teaching, of being in the community, of working at an NCI cancer center. It was all of those things that finally came together, that full circle moment. Remember when I said I got to work with the Cancer Information Service here at UK? I am now back working with the national office of the CIS 20-some-odd years later. All of the folks that I built those connections with, they're now my colleagues. And so as one of my final lessons, I'm just, kernels of advice, it's just really to cultivate as many relationships as you can while you're here, because you never know when you're going to need to call on them again. And so I made a really hard decision, and I had a family then. All of my husband's family is from Kentucky. My family's from Kentucky. And we picked up, and in August of 2019, we moved to Maryland. And then the pandemic hit. So I was at a brand new job with my family in a new place with new, neighbors, new colleagues, new everything, and then the world shut down. And so you have to, again, be brave, and you keep going, and you realize, again, that this is really one of those opportunities that will change your life. And so I really, this is just, it's all happened in a blink of an eye. I've been there for 5 years. But it is still surreal to be here with you all today. I knew when I left, I had it in my heart of hearts that I would always be welcomed back here. And this just goes to prove, and it's been amazing being with you all as students, being with my former colleagues and friends, that you really, this place will hold a special place in your heart for a long time. And so as I wrap up, I was looking back through my files, and I found my essay that I wrote for the DRPH program, again, from 2001. And because this story I just told you, I'm like, did I make this up? Is this all real? Like, is this just some story I've spun in my head? And I literally wrote in this letter, Robin Klein, I wrote in that letter that public health was the field for me. I wrote that cancer education was the niche that I wanted to be a part of. I wrote that I wanted to work with populations who experience cancer disparities. I wrote that I wanted to be a director of something related to cancer education. And I wrote that I wanted to be part of research. And it's a little funny how things really do come full circle, and that you can stay committed to whatever it is you're passionate about in public health. And you can enter in one field like I did. I mean, again, those patients that I talked to as a front desk person at the doctor's office, they mostly all had diabetes. So that's kind of where I thought I was going. But then I pivoted to cancer, and I've been in it ever since. But you can always grow, you can always learn, you can always go to new areas. So really quickly, I just, a couple take-home messages, if you will, is to never underestimate where your public health career will take you. There's a quote that Barbara Reimer, who was actually one of our division directors at one time, but also dean of the College of Public Health at Chapel Hill, who really talked about how multiple sectors, those multiple experiences, working in the mall, handing out pamphlets, working at a health department, working at a doctor's office, working at the federal government, joining the Peace Corps, whatever it is you want to do, public health can take you there. And really, it's that knowledge, those skills that you gain that will help you benefit the entire field of public health. So don't be afraid to do all kinds of new things. I talked about cultivating and sustaining relationships. Get to know the people at your table. Get to know your professors. As you start to have careers, maintain those relationships with your colleagues. And, you know, don't burn bridges if you can help it, because you may need to come across that bridge at some point. You may need to ask for a favor. You may need someone to come guest lecture. You may need someone to give a talk at one of your conferences, which I did. When I got to NIH, I was still asking people from home to come talk at some of our meetings, and vice versa. And I think the more that you can do that, you will realize, as I have today, when I'm hugging people, my colleagues and friends who I haven't seen in years, it's still, we have those connections. So again, I implore you all to do that as well. Never stop learning and growing. I know that I said, you know, I've been in cancer for a long time, but I spent most of my career doing HPV vaccination work. But when I got to NCI, I had to learn a lot of new areas, a lot of new science, a lot of, you get often voluntold to do a lot of work in different areas of cancer. And I think that's actually kept me, again, growing professionally and keeping me on my toes, keeping me reading the literature, going to conferences to learn about different topics. I'm now leading an initiative around how cancer stigma is a global public health problem. That was nothing I've ever done before. I'm leading an effort that's from the President Biden's Cancer Moonshot Initiative that's focused on telehealth. I had never done telehealth before. But now I am, and I have learned, again, that I have to keep growing in the field as well. Because when those doors open, you want to be prepared to walk through. You want to say yes. And then lastly, I do keep this. Literally, this is framed on my desk. Be brave. And again, whether that's to go be a public health major at UK, whether to go on to graduate school, move across the country, take that job, go up blindly to a professor and ask if there's any opportunities to work together, say hello to a new friend today, whatever it is. It can be big, it can be small, but be brave. Say yes when those opportunities arise. It can be scary, you can be sad, you can be homesick, but in the end, it usually works out. So again, I want to thank you all and congratulate you all on this 20th anniversary. I hope you have a wonderful year, and I wish you all the very best as you pursue your own public health careers and make a difference in the world. So congratulations.
To take advantage and use as much of you as we can have,
All
right?
right, let's do it.
So thank you for that. I
Uh-huh.
really appreciate the Be Brave. So now I'm going to ask you to be brave.
Okay.
Okay. And so we have some giveaways. Do y'all know Hannah Dunsmore? If you haven't met Hannah Dunsmore, she is our recruiter. So I told her, I said, someday someone could be up here talking about you and how you brought them to public health. All right, so you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay.
First one, it's Kroger gift card.
Okay. What do I need to tell you?
I think the number.
Okay. 992300. Woo!
All right, let's do an online one.
Okay.
It's for online students. This one you read the name for.
Okay. Carly Duggan.
Carly
Duncan,
Duncan. We are going to
Duncan?
send that to you in the mail. So she's online. We have an online program now. Did you know that?
That's
Yes,
amazing.
yes. Oh, that's a barn. That's a. We'll do. Let's do one more online.
Oh, sorry. Mary Workmaster?
Yeah, this looks good to me.
Meister?
All right,
Sorry.
so we'll
Mary.
send that to you, Mary. You'll get your gift card, which is a Target gift card. Okay. In the room. Ready? In the room. We have like 10 to do, just this first one.
All right. 992266.
All right, woohoo!
All
That
right.
is a UK bookstore or Barnes & Noble gift card.
All right.
Yes. Another Barnes & Noble. Ready?
Okay. 992311.
Woohoo!
All right. God, they're all here.
And I just met her today. She's a first-time freshman. Yay.
Yay.
What's this one, Hannah? This is a Kroger gift card.
All right. 992335.
Woohoo!
All right.
Do you think they're being excited enough? I don't
know.
think they're being excited enough.
Come
Can
on,
we
let's
really
go.
let's come on. It's time to be pumped. It's pumped. But yeah, so we need the fist pump, yes. This is a Target. Ready for Target?
All right. 992162.
All right, I think you have to be here to win.
All right. One more time. 992162.
All right. So another chance. Another chance.
992240.
Uh-oh. I'm gonna shake it up a
Oh,
little bit.
992240.
All right.
Okay. Nine 992165.
Oh, Courtney.
No?
No? All right.
992165. Okay.
Ignore what's going on behind us.
I
It
know.
might be the play.
It might
so
be.
just
All right. 992333.
woohoo! Yay!
All right. We were on a roll.
All right, this one's for a bookstore or barnesandnoble.com.
992196.
Yay! There we go. This is Target.
992199.
Woohoo!
All right.
Yay! Another Target? Oh, two Targets in a row.
All right. 992192.
Yay, you got it right. All right, this is the last one for this section. We still have
Okay.
2 more giveaways to go.
992285. 992285.
Uh-oh, they're keeping it going for a while.
Okay. 992206. 992206.
That table back there, once it's so bad, I can see, like,
I
you're
know.
just cringing every time it's not right.
992322. Yay!
Thank you, Dr. Vanderpool. Can we
Yes.
give Dr. Vanderpool a round of applause and thank you?
Thank you. Oh, here, let me grab that my notes. That way you don't have to deal with those. Yeah.
Okay. How many of you know Dr. Steve Browning? Where did he go? Oh, there you are. Thank you. Sorry. So Dr. Browning is a Jon Snow fanatic. He is a snowflake. Is that right?
That is true.
He's a snowflake. And so I have tried to do the pump handle story justice. And last year he's like, Heather, come on. It's a better story than what you're telling. And I'm like, will you do it next time? And so instead of standing up here with a microphone telling you about it, he wrote a play. And he did it with graduate students, faculty, and staff, and they have worked all summer. So without further accolades, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Browning and his cast.
Thank you very much, Heather. Robin, it's great to have you here. It's so nice to listen to you talk up here. And I think your last slide about be brave is what I would like to tell my cast right now. Because it is not always easy to get up and do this in front of everybody. Welcome to our production of Pumps, Plots, and Peculiar Theories. This is a retelling of the story of Jon Snow and Henry Whitehead and the 1854 cholera epidemic in London. Our acting and production crew over here, composed of students, staff, and faculty, known as the Southern Snowflakes, is pleased to offer the world premiere, the first ever play to our knowledge in the College of Public Health. I have to take just a moment and tell you just a brief story. When I first wrote the draft of this play, I thought I was being really cute and I wrote it in Old English. And I really, really wanted Benji to play the part of Jon Snow. So I took the play over to Benji and I showed it to him and had him read it, and he said, "There's no way I'm going to do that." So we revised the play. It's going to be told in vernacular English today, and I had a lot of help from all of these people: Hannah Speaks, Burton Burroughs, Linda Kim, who is here, Britt Allen Wynn, Benji Bryant. So without any further ado, we will begin.
Let's see if I can set this up. Maybe not. All right, can everyone hear me? Testing, testing. All right, roll the prologue. 170 years ago, London was the largest city in the world, a sprawling metropolis at the heart of the British Empire. The smells of the Soho district, a neighborhood once home to Edmund Burke, Percy Shelley, Leopold Mozart, and Karl Marx, wafted up from the cesspools and sewers. On a warm summer's night in late August, a cramped home at 40 Broad Street, the infant daughter of Thomas and Sarah Lewis grew ill and began to vomit. So welcome to mid-19th century London, a city teeming with life, diversity, and stark disparities. This is the London of Charles Dickens, whose vivid tales painted a picture of society grappling with the rapid changes of the Industrial Revolution. Beneath the surface of this bustling urban landscape lay a less picturesque, overcrowded slums, poor sanitation, and rampant disease. Many occupations made their living off of the waste and detritus of the city. Amidst this backdrop, we will traverse the streets of Soho, a neighborhood epitomized the contrast of 19th century London. It is the story of two remarkable men, Dr. Jon Snow, a pioneering physician, and Dr. Reverend Whitehead, a local clergyman. Their unlikely partnership and groundbreaking work during the cholera outbreak of 1854 would lay the foundations for modern epidemiology. Snow and Whitehead embarked on a quest armed with curiosity, determination, and a deep sense of duty to their community to brave an outbreak that would claim more than 600 lives. Part 1, At Work in Their Studies. We look in on John Snow and Henry Whitehead, each pursuing their usual activities in the days before August 31st, 1854, the beginning of the Great Cholera epidemic. As usual, John Snow is at work at his desk in the evening outside Soho, a few blocks from Golden Square. He has just finished a busy day as a physician and is attending to his research as the sun sets. He was born March 15th, 1813, in York, England, into a working-class family, the eldest of 9 children. His father was a laborer in a coal yard, and therefore the family lived modestly. Despite these humble beginnings, Snow showed early signs of intellectual curiosity and academic talent. At only 14, he was apprenticed to a surgeon, and in 1844 earned his medical doctorate from the University of London. In his Frith Street apartment, just outside Soho, Snow had his own menagerie of animals, birds, frogs, mice, fish, where he spent countless hours watching the creatures' various responses to doses of ether and chloroform. When not experimenting on his miniature zoo, he often used himself as a test subject. Snow, a teetotaler and one of the finest minds of his time, sat alone in his cluttered office illuminated by candlelight. Tinkering with his experimental inhaler, Snow fastens the mouthpiece over his nose, releases the gas, quickly recording the time in his last seconds of consciousness. Minutes later, lifting his head from his desk, he awakens and consults his watch through blurred vision. He reaches for his pen and records his data. Several blocks away, at St. Luke's Church, Henry Whitehead was spending the evening composing a sermon and reviewing a list of visit requests. Whitehead was born September 22, 1825, in Ramsgate, England. He was raised in a religious household, and this is what drove him to join the clergy after college. He was characterized as a deeply committed and empathetic clergyman, and although he was a God-fearing man, he was known to partake in community social life at pubs and partake in intellectual circles in Soho. In the neighborhood around St. Luke's, several folks began to feel something more than just exhaustion from the heat and the thick, musty urban humidity of London in August. Shortly, both Whitehead and Snow would be thrown together in the investigation of their lives, the 1854 cholera epidemic. Part 2, a most fortuitous meeting. Long before scientists were paid to undertake their research, Snow and Whitehead woke early to pursue their respective duties at the start of the cholera outbreak. Whitehead was driven by his personal concern and passion for protecting his parishioners at St. Luke's Church. Without hesitation, he made home visits to the sick and provided what comfort he could to families. Snow, of course, was concerned for the public, but also saw this event as an opportunity to prove cholera's connection with water, contrary to the popular opinion that it was spread through air and odor. He had been working with data from the Registrar General's office to determine the water sources of South London homes and the relationship they had to reported cholera cases.
Salutations, Minister Whitehead.
Greetings, Dr. Snow. Have you seen the abnormally large rats around this part of the city? Is it anything to be concerned about?
Yes, but I think that the onset of cholera should be the most of our concern.
I've spoken with several of the afflicted families. This is such a horrible outbreak. Remaining in control of your faculties while losing so many fluids. Dying within days, if not hours. Many of the parishioners are scared and seeking answers.
Yes, the situation is dire. Have you noticed any commonalities or patterns?
Many of the afflicted seem to be drawing their water from the local pump on Broad Street, but surely, Dr. Snow, water cannot be the sole culprit.
Indeed, it could be. I believe the contamination may be coming from the Broad Street pump, but more tests and data will be needed before that decision can be made.
Dr. Snow, Reverend Whitehead, I need your help. My baby, she's sick. She's turning blue.
Well, Mrs. Higgins, please calm down. When did the symptoms begin?
Just this morning. Yesterday she was fine, but today she is so weak.
We will do everything we can, Miss Higgins. Where do you get your water?
from the pump on Broad Street, where everyone else gets their water. Is it true what they're saying? Do you think the water is causing this?
Yes, I'm afraid so, Mrs. Higgins. It's hard to get a pulse from this frail arm.
Dr. Snow, this baby has a rather unique hue.
Indeed, it does. Does the father have the same complexion?
No, doctor, but he does have a tendency to get a little blue around the gills when he's had too much to drink.
Well, let's hope that this baby's condition is less about familial traits and more about something we can remedy quickly.
We need to get this child to the nearest infirmary. Can you assist her there while I continue gathering information?
Of course, Dr. Snow. Come with me, Miss Higgins. Let's get your baby the help she needs.
If I can just gather more evidence, we would save so many lives.
Part 3. The Coffee House.
Henry, so good to see you. I see that you've already ordered tea and a biscuit, or is that something a bit stronger? I know your proclivity for ale and other alcohol.
John, you teetotaler. I wouldn't think a glass of ale now and then would be of concern. You look like you could use a good drink, or perhaps even a leg of mutton. I think you need a wife to help you get through the day.
I am destined not to be married. I do not care to enlarge my menagerie, but beyond the many animals that I already have. Perhaps someday I'll be the father of a medical discipline, but I cannot imagine being the father of children. Those little toshers and mudlarks are the cesspool of disease. Really, there isn't time to handle the challenge of a relationship and be a doctor and a researcher. It has been a busy day, and I was up late into the evening working on my experiments.
Indeed, I can now understand some of your exhaustion. What are these experiments that you've been working on?
Well, I've needed distractions from this bloody epidemic, and science is the best way to keep my mind occupied. I've been working out the required dose of chloroform to be administered during anesthesia. I started the initial experiments with my rats and guinea pigs, but after some failed attempts, I've run low on laboratory animals. I've been doing some of the experiments on myself, hoping that I'm doing those calculations appropriately.
Anyway, I've heard a rumor that you've been advocating that the source of cholera is contaminated water. That seems hard to fathom in view of the stench in the neighborhood of Soho. You know, as Chadwick has said, foul air is disease. The miasma theory is held by our best men of medicine. Our troubles have to be due to the filth and stench rising from the cesspools of waste and the contaminated air wafting up from the Thames River.
No, it's elementary, my dear Henry. Your dismissal of my theories on cholera is a bit exasperating. Does not the fact that victims of cholera have extreme diarrhea and die from dehydration point in an obvious direction? Are people so enriched in their beliefs that logic and common sense are placed aside?
John, it's not dismissal, but skepticism. As a man of faith and logic, I need irrefutable proof. Your theories challenge long-held beliefs.
Beliefs, yes, but not facts. The miasma theory is outdated. My observations point to water contamination as the primary cause. Although I'm not fully certain about how it works, my experiments with chloroform and ether suggest that this cholera issue is not about inhalation, but rather ingestion of some contaminant.
I appreciate your dedication, truly, but you must understand that people trust traditional explanations. Miasma is a concept that they can grasp.
I do, Henry, but my duty as a physician is to prevent suffering. Can you not see that your influence could help sway public opinion? Your support would mean a great deal.
Perhaps, but I need more than conviction. I need proof.
You sound more like a scientist than most of those old white men at the society. Then come with me, Henry. Help me gather this needed data. Speak to the families afflicted, see the conditions they live in, and inquire as to the source of their water.
Very well, John. I will accompany you, but know this, I remain skeptical until the evidence is undeniable.
Snow and Whitehead leave for the day and reconvene in the streets of Soho a few days later as the epidemic plays out. Part 4, the epidemic.
You guys gotta give me just a moment to bask in my cameo here. I've really always wanted to play a research scientist, so this is my time. So the next slide. Of course, since this play was written by epidemiologists, we present the point source epidemic curve for the 1854 cholera epidemic. It began on a hot night on August 31st. There it goes, that's nice. With the diaper of the Lewis baby contaminating the cesspool near the Broad Street pump. It peaked on September 2nd, and then the pump handle itself was removed on September 8th, 1854, about 170 years ago from close to today's date. During this 10-day period, 600 persons died of cholera. The epidemic ended as quickly as it began, with many of the residents fleeing the Golden Square area. And now, I'll return you to the rest of the story.
Part 5, comparing notes in the streets of Soho.
John, good to see you.
Same to you.
I visited some of those houses stricken by cholera, and verily their stories were all the same. Those who drank from the Broad Street pump were the first to fall.
Indeed. And those who did not partake were spared, as though they had the sense to avoid bad comedy.
Aye, but I found one peculiar house untouched by the plague. You know the widow Mrs. Ely? Her house on Broad Street, none fell ill. But why, you might ask? Well, she had her water brought from afar, not trusting the local brew.
And therein lies the tale. It is the water and not the air. Mrs. Ely's clean water source saved her household.
And you know, my friends, the brewers, do you recall the brewery near Golden Square? Not a single worker fell ill. They drank only beer, avoiding the contaminated water entirely.
Beer, it's the savior of the masses. Seems like even cholera has standards.
Yes, and in the workplace on Poland Street, the inmates fell ill, but the workers who avoided the pump stayed hale and hearty.
So, in order to avoid cholera, one must drink beer or avoid the water from the Broad Street pump altogether. I followed up on the listing from William Farr at the Registrar General's office of the cholera cases and deaths in Soho. Behold, this map. Every case of cholera is centered around this pump.
The map itself could also very well argue for the miasma theory if such an emanation came from the air, not water. It's not definitive and convincing of itself. One would be naive to think that this map alone would prove your case. And where'd you even get this map? It's nicely done.
I have to confess to have obtained the map from Edmund Cooper at the sanitary department. As a physician, I certainly do not have the skills to create such a detailed account, nor have the time to visit all of these homes. This is an effort of a team. So there's something in the water that causes cholera.
You know, I spoke with Miss Lewis, the mother of the first victim. She mentioned that she washed her baby's nappies and then threw that water in the cesspool. That cesspool is near the Broad Street pump, isn't it?
Exactly. This aligns with the outbreak's epicenter. Cooper's map not only shows the distribution of cases, but also highlights the source of the contamination. As I said earlier, children are the cesspool of disease. Nearly all of Soho seems to have been done in by a dirty nappy.
We must present this information to the authorities. They need to understand that removing the pump handle is essential to stopping the epidemic.
Part 6, the epilogue. Snow's legacy lies far beyond the famous ghost map of the cholera cases in Golden Square. Through careful observation of who was and was not drinking the water from the Broad Street pump, Snow was able to use information from city engineering, businesses, community leaders such as Whitehead to support his theory that exposure to contaminated water was responsible for cholera. Although retelling the Snow myth gives credit to the removal of the pump handle as the event that led to the end of the epidemic, cholera cases had dropped off substantially by the time the government intervened. However, the removal of the handle also has historical significance as one of the first times in modern history that a government body took public health action as a result of scientific epidemiological investigation. Snow's book is a detailed account of his logical and rational approach, much more than the contribution of his famous map. However, he suffered a fatal stroke while working in his London office in 1858. He was only 45 years old at the time. As a local clergyman, Whitehead had the trust of the community and was able to gather crucial information from residents that Snow may not have obtained himself. Initially skeptical of the waterborne theory that Snow had, Whitehead conducted his own investigations. He is given credit for finding the index case, the Lewis baby, as he investigated the epidemic. Whitehead's support lent credibility to Snow's theory and helped to communicate the findings to a broader audience, including skeptical public health officials and the general public. Henry Whitehead died in 1896, living to the age of 71 years, remaining fond of his friend and scientific colleague who died decades prior. Together, the collaborative efforts of Snow and Whitehead not only identified the source of the cholera outbreak, but also laid the groundwork for modern epidemiology and public health practice. The relatively short but very productive life of John Snow forever changed the world. There is currently a John Snow pub on Broad Street where the pump was. If you visit London, you apparently can go to the John Snow pub. And these were our primary sources. I do think that the ghost map, which is a narrative retelling of all the documentation of the cholera outbreak, was a really wonderful source, and it's a pretty good read. And this is our cast. So thank you.
So we would like to invite the rest of our cast up here, Britt and Linda Kim, for helping out on the technical side.
Will be coming to a Broadway theater near you. Thank you, Dr. Browning, and your wonderful team of thespians. Okay, are we still pumped up? You can do better than that. Pretend Taylor Swift and Bad Bunny and everybody you love is going to be on this stage in 5 minutes. Are we still pumped up? That's a little better. Okay. Dr. Carmen, I'm going to ask you to come up here and draw us some names. Did you see some people trickle out a little while ago? Means your odds are better for getting a gift card here in a second. So what is our first gift card going to be? Let's pull it out here. Oh, you do? What is it?
It is a bookstore.
Oh, the bookstore. Ooh, Barnes Noble bookstore. Okay. What's our number?
992204.
992204. Anybody? All right. It's your ticket now. It is your ticket. Oh, you know, what is it? What's the thing? It's 9/10 of the law. Your possession. Thank you. Oh, you have 7 tickets. Okay, you might spread those around a little because you can't win twice. New rule. I'm making it up right now. You can't win twice. Okay, next card is going to be, what do we got? A Kroger card. The Crochet of Lexington. Okay.
992328.
992328. See, we have winners. Ooh. And now we go from Crochet to Target. We have the Target gift card.
992237.
992237. Check your cards. Anybody? Uh-oh. Okay, let's try again.
992321.
992321. We can do this all day, people.
Okay. 992210.
Who's got that 10? Who's got it? Yes. Yay! And the next card is also going to be a Target gift card. And Dr. Carmen is going to draw that number right now and tell us that it is
992208.
2208. Do we have a winner on the first draw? Yes, Kayla. All of a sudden, this table is doing awfully well. I don't know. Awesome, awesome. Okay. How many cards we got left in this bag? Oh, we've still got cards. We've got another Target card.
Okay, 992268.
2268. 2268. Okay. Try again.
992306.
2306. Yes. All right, thank you. And the next one is going to be Barnes and Noble, the bookstore.
992238.
223. Yes. Bravo. See, now we're cooking with gas here. Actually, you don't want to cook with gas, or you want to crack your window if you are. Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
992245.
2245 gets a Kroger gift card. Yes. There you go. And the next one is Barnes and Noble.
Okay, 992260.
992260. 60. If you pull out 8675309, I am gonna
992200. There we go.
Barnes and Noble for you. And it looks like the next one is another Target gift card.
992246.
992246. Who wants to walk up the street to Target? Okay, we're going to try another one. 46, last chance. Okay.
992182.
2182. 2182. 2182. Yay, Hannah. Thank you for your lovely role. We're going to nominate you for a Tony this year. Three more. I mean, you guys have really good odds.
992282.
2282 gets a Barnes and Noble gift card. Yes. Sophia. She jumped right up there.
Oh, I'm sorry. We have three.
Oh, we have three?
We have three more.
We have three more. Ooh.
All Target.
Target. They're all Target. From this point out, it's all Target all the time.
992288.
2288. 2288. Going once. Going twice.
Nope.
Okay.
992299.
2299. Yes.
Yeah, that table's doing well. One more.
Some tables are really
Yeah.
hoarding the winning tickets, I think. Okay, Target gift card.
992256.
2256. 2256.
992302.
2302.
All right, we're gonna keep going.
We will.
992296.
2296. Come on.
Goodness.
All right. We're going to keep going.
992319.
2319. 2319.
Wow.
You want to throw us some Yeah, throw us some tickets. No.
992330.
2330. That sounds like a winner to me. Yay! Last one for this round. Is there another round? Okay. This is the last one for this round, and then we're going to have a little more, and then there's going to be another round. Okay.
Okay, 992241.
2241. Anybody?
992228.
28. No.
992222. There we go.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Carmen. Thank you, Courtney. And now I'm supposed to say, welcome to Dean Bush, Dr. Robin Vanderpool, and Sophia Gooden with the Student Public Health Association. Welcome back to the stage.
Thank you, Dr. Hoover. So we're coming to the conclusion, and I believe that Dr. Vanderpool is a proud member of the Pump Handle Society. Did you get inducted when you were at DRPH?
I was telling Angie I don't know.
We're gonna redo. If
Maybe,
not,
I
you
might
can
be- this might be it
you
right
can
now.
redo it. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
So, Dr. Vanderpool has mentioned being jealous. So I have to admit, I've been a little jealous of the white coat folks, and public health is just as committed. In fact, if you don't know this, we're actually the umbrella that healthcare fits under. And so we have this ceremony in healthcare colleges for white coat ceremonies, and they do their health professional's oath. And so in public health, we don't wear a coat necessarily. We look just like the people we're working with, and so we don't want to miss out on the opportunity to be part of really the health professionals that we are. So on your tables, you have a card that looks like this. Years ago, when the college was founded, someone had the foresight to say we really need to have a society and a recognition of public health professionals. And so it's based off of the Pump Handle story, and it is the Pump Handle Society. So today, we would like to ask everybody who wants to be part of the Pump Handle Society, you have your card in front of you, if you could please stand. There is an oath in the card. I've signed it. And so you can add your signature and the date after you do your after we do the oath. We are not going to make you stand and read the oath. What we're going to do is we are going to just read the oath and ask you, and you'll have to respond back, I will. Okay. I'm only seeing a few people standing, so all right, that looks better. There we go. And so Dr. Vanderpool and Sophie are going to help me here. Okay, are you ready? I mean, this is kind of momentous, but it's also not super formal. So, are you ready? Yeah. Okay. Will you strive to understand and prevent disease and promote good health? Will you respect individual rights while promoting the health of the public? Will you protect and empower all persons to ensure basic resources and conditions for health are available to all? Will you seek and use the best available evidence to guide your work? Will you ensure your work is timely, open to review, and responsive to the public's needs, values, and priorities? Will you anticipate and respect diverse values, beliefs, and cultures? Will you promote public health in ways that most protect and enhance both the physical and social environments? Will you always respect and strive to protect confidential information? Will you maintain and improve your own competence and effectiveness? Will you promote public health education to all? Will you respect the collaborative nature of public health? Will you respectfully challenge decisions that are contrary to supporting and protecting the public's health? Please repeat what I do hereby swear and affirm to my colleagues and to the public I serve that I will commit myself to these professional obligations. All right, thank you. Congratulations, you are now part of the Alpha chapter of the Pump Handle Society. With that, we are not done, but we still have games. Tonight's presentations are over. Can we please give a round of applause to everybody who helped put this together, our cast, Dr. Vanderpool, our planning committee. Thank you all so much for everything you do. And for all of you who are new Pump Handle Society members, welcome. Welcome to the field of public health. As you graduate, we will remind you that you are a member of this Pump Handle Society. You are part of a very special group, and we are so happy that you are part of our community and our family here. And so, with that, we do have a final set of giveaways. But I have to say, I'm kind of getting bored with the number thing. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Is there Sammy was not happy with that. She wants to keep going the number. Okay, let's pull this, but I feel like there's something else that we could do. Yeah, a lot of mixing. We've got to ask for mixing. Got to mix. All right, let's see what we have. Kroger.
992331.
All right, Dr. Browning, I need some Jon Snow trivia. Can you help me up here? Can we recall some of the things that were said tonight? Oh. Let's see who can respond first. You want to help me? Okay. It's the quiz part of the evening.
Okay. What was the first name of the Reverend in the Jon Snow story up here tonight?
All right, first one. There you go.
Yeah. Henry, she is right. Come on up.
Are you ready?
Okay. Approximately how many people died during the 1854 cholera outbreak? She is right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. What city was Jon Snow born in? No. Did we say it? York, you are right. Yeah. Okay. What neighborhood? Yeah. What neighborhood did the cholera epidemic occur in? Wait. Soho? We will give you that one. Dang, I gotta look some up. Oh yeah, that's a good one. What was the name of the baby that had the dirty nappy that contaminated the cesspool in the Broad Street pump? Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if I'm going to do classes anymore. I'm just going to do plays because your ability to get the answers right is really good here. Yeah, you got one?
Well, what was the name of the prevailing theory of how cholera was spread?
Oh, that's a good one. It was miasma. Yeah. You got another one, Robin?
No, I got me thinking.
I gotta look here. Oh yeah, that's a good one. I don't know if I know. Do you know?
No.
What does NCI stand for from Robin's speech? Robin doesn't know. She might be still having her job. I don't know.
I thought he said MC.
That's it. Come on in.
Is that Sydney? Oh yeah, hey Sydney.
All right, how many more do we have, Sophie?
Oh, this would be a hard one. It's up here. The sign isn't showing. What was the name of the church that Henry St. Luke's? Come on up. This is a hard one. Nobody's going to get this, but I'm going to say it anyway. What town was Henry Whitehead born in? Oh, that's hard. That's hard. What'd they say, Florida? What? Oh, Anna Hoover's making a sign. Anna Hoover knows what it is. Tell somebody, Anna Hoover. You are right.
We had two.
Oh, Oh. We got two.
All right. Before this was the College of Public Health, what was this place called? Who'd you see? All right.
Are we still going?
Yeah,
We got three more. You don't have to pronounce this correctly. I said it wrong all summer when I was writing the play, but what's the name of the river that flows through London that was contaminated? Yep. Yep. Come on up. Good job. Good job, Chi. Yeah. I said Thames. I could never get it right. There's going to be a lot of hands on this one. Okay. What occupational group did not get cholera? The beer people. Bucket. No, bucket. Make it random.
All right. 992198. 992265.
Oh my God. An elated winner.
992160.
Yeah, last one.
Oh.
All right, there we go.
Oh.
All right.
Awesome job.
Thank you all. Thanks for your help on that, Dr. Browning. So it is again. You're welcome to stay. I think there's still food. There's still games. There's still things you can do. But I just want to say thank you for coming. Thank you for what you're doing in public health. You are the change that we need, and I hope that you are pumped to start the school year, and also stay pumped all throughout the year. If you need help getting pumped, getting excited, we're all here to support you and help you through your journey. So have a great start to your semester, and thanks again to our special cast. Thanks for everybody who came. So thank you.